Good afternoon, folks. Ari here from Direct Auto Outlet in Fair Oaks, California. I've got this gorgeous 2009 Ford Escape Hybrid for you today with only 94,000 original miles. This will be a test drive and driving impression video of this vehicle as we get it out on the road, put it through its paces, and take you along with us for the ride so that you can see and hear everything that we see and hear. Now, we do have an in-depth walk-around video of this vehicle where we demonstrate the many functions and features. Make sure you catch that video as well. We'll be sure to include links to both videos in the description portion of the ad anywhere you find this vehicle for sale. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started on our test drive video. Thank you for joining us. 94,841 original miles. Get our seat belts on here, safety first. All right. Squeeze through these cones here. Folks, the Ford Escape Hybrid has a special place in my heart, probably because we've sold more of these in our 17 years in business than anything else. It's not surprising when you look back and think about how much these vehicles actually have to offer. They're extremely fuel efficient, they're smooth, they're dependable, they're reliable. Longevity on them is fantastic. Many of these are used as rideshare vehicles, taxis in various parts of the country and world, and they're typically driven around the clock. The highest mileage one we have had 359,000 miles on it, and it still performed just as great as this one here does with 94,000 miles. And of course didn't look as clean as this one, but it was absolutely extraordinary how nice these vehicles are. It's not a coincidence that these have such high build quality. These are actually a partnership between Toyota and Ford. When Ford wanted to bring out the Ford Escape Hybrid in 2005, they did not know about this whole hybrid thing, if it's going to be popular in the future, so they didn't want to dump a ton of money into research and development and then find out that the technology is not quite as highly in demand as they originally thought it was. Apologize about my phone, folks. I should have put it on silent. In any case, they teamed up with Toyota Hybrid Synergy System. They provided their hybrid technology to Ford, and Ford incorporated this into their Escape vehicles. I always call this the vehicle that Ford accidentally made great, and the reason I say that is because the non-hybrid version of this vehicle is not that impressive of a vehicle. It's okay, but it does lack in many areas where the hybrid is just top-notch quality. Also, the eCVT, not just the regular CVT, don't be scared away. The eCVT transmissions used in these vehicles have 70% less mechanical moving parts than a regular transmission, so they're extremely reliable. We've never seen one of these need a transmission. However, the non-hybrid models, we've had many instances where we have run into transmission problems, but not with the hybrids, folks. These things are just absolutely solid and bulletproof. This vehicle drives straight, doesn't pull to the left or the right, very smooth, very quiet, and it does everything that it does quite nicely and impressively. I don't know if that's really a word, but I'm sure you get what I mean. As you apply your brakes, you don't feel any shaking or shimmying on the pedal or on the chassis or on the steering wheel of the vehicle, nothing that would indicate any warpage of the brakes or rotors whatsoever. This next stretch of road over here has a lot of potholes, uneven roads, and rough pavements, and it really puts the suspension through its paces. So in instances where you have a vehicle where you have excessive wear and tear on the front suspension, on the control arms, upper lower control arms, ball joints, sway bar links, tie rod ends, you'll typically feel clunks, or hear clunks or movement in the front end, and I don't feel any of that. This vehicle is wearing 4 brand new Michelin tires, which just is another testament to how the previous owner did not spare any expense in the upkeep and care of this vehicle, and everything is just operating beautifully. It absorbs these bumps and rough roads very nicely. At this next intersection, we'll make a right-hand turn. We have our AC on, as you can see. We're going to be climbing a hill. We'll going on an incline, and we'll see how fast we can get from 0 to 60 going up a hill. Putting maximum load on the vehicle. I'm going to zoom in into the instrument cluster just so you can see where to complete stop. And here we go. 40-50% throttle, 60% throttle, 70% throttle, 80% throttle. Usually gets to impressively, especially for a hybrid vehicle. As we again slow down to a safe speed, don't feel any shaking or shimmying or pulling while applying the brakes. Very smooth, very quiet. Air conditioning is blowing ice cold. More of my friends and family members drive these than any other vehicle. Me being the car guy in my family, they trust my judgment. When it comes to buying a new vehicle, they ask me what they should get, and if this vehicle falls within the parameters of what they need the vehicle to do, my number one recommendation is always the Ford Escape Hybrid. If you don't need an SUV, I also highly recommend the Ford Fusion Hybrids as well. Fantastic vehicles, both of them. Folks, my overall impression of this vehicle is extremely high. I think you'll love it. Serve your needs religiously, you, your families, or your business. Tons of space in the back. Very usable space in the vehicle, especially in the cargo area. Going up and over above these bumps, coming back down. Suspension feels great. Folks, this vehicle would make a great investment. You're going to have it for a very long time. You're going to end up getting rid of it because you get tired of it, not because the vehicle's failed. And these things just keep going and going. Fantastic build quality. I can't say enough about them. They're just super impressive vehicles. So much car for the money, under 100,000 miles. 2009 was also the refresh year for the powertrain, where they added a lot of improvements. So the 2009 engine on these are more highly sought after than 2008 7, 6, and 5s, which had the same exact engine. Even though the body style changed in 2008, they did not improve and change the engine until 2009. Folks, if you have any additional questions, concerns, or comments, you want to speak to a live person, you can get a hold of me by dialing area code 916-765-7575. Find us 24/7, 365 days a year on our website at directautooutlet.com. And special favor, if you've enjoyed this video, please do consider giving us a big old thumbs up. Make sure you also like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon so you can be notified of all of our future videos. I do want to take this time and this opportunity to also thank you for joining us and spending your valuable time sticking with us throughout the entirety of this video. I certainly do appreciate that. We hope to have the opportunity to see and interact with each and every one of you in the near future. I'm going to go ahead and back on in here and call it a wrap in just a moment. Thanks again for joining us, folks. Really smooth and easy vehicle to drive. There you have it. And that's a wrap, folks. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Take care now. Bye-bye.